Allan, you just finished the Total Tara, and in the beginning of the year, you also did the Swakop rally. Last year, you didn't do a lot of rallies, and you started with the Swakop, and then it was the Tara. And first of all, how was the Tara rally this year?
How do I start? It was an amazing rally. We knew it was going to be difficult. It is always a difficult rally because it's over 3 days, and we normally start like in the middle of the night, dark. And the first 2 races is what we call a super special. So I drive against another car, like one-on-one, what we'll call in English dicing each other. And that is just for the spectators to get them, hyped up and get them closer to the event. So we will start with something on the track. The rest, we started the next morning in Rehoboth, which was insanely fast. I don't know how to explain to somebody. I actually spoke to Laura and said, people just see us at a point where we go past, like, there we go. You don't see much. But what we actually go through in the fight, drive over, drive into, to get through a stage, it's so unbelievable that the people don't really see that part of the rally. And that is what's the difficult part. They just heard or hear, oh, Allan fell out, or Voldo fell out, or Zachary's car broken, but they don't know what was the reason. And it's not mechanical sometimes, or lack of maintenance. Maybe you hit a pole, you hit a stump, a rock. Because we don't drive on a tar road, we drive on the worst of roads. There's nothing when we drive sometimes. So Rehoboth was quick, fast, and it was one of those things where you have to decide, do you go flat out or do you maintain? And it was genuinely Friday, a maintenance rally just to finish. And it sounds now as if I didn't push or I didn't drive fast enough. No, not the case. We still drive to our limits and to our max, but we are a little bit more cautious than what we would on a better road where we will go flat out. And whatever comes, you just make it work. But for this, where the roads is not as nice as what it should have been, you rather just look after your car to get through. That was for Friday. So we stopped at about 4 o'clock the afternoon. You get time to finish and go through your car, fix whatever you want to fix for the next day. And we were spoiled by the Rehoboth Shell petrol station there by the mall. They were so insanely helpful, giving the truck port for the service area. And then for the first time in 15 years of doing racing, I could park my car into a wash bay. They literally hosed my car down, wiped it off, all the dust, and I had a clean car for the Saturday morning. That was really tough. Saturday started early. Firstly, I couldn't get my car to start because of the cold temperatures. My cold start wasn't used to that cold, and when we got the car to go, it was like nothing, no problems after that again. First stage was on Tony Rist again, and then we went out to airport. Woo! That was another stage to remember. Goes past the casino over the road, and then the people from Windhoek will know this. The old stables was on that side of the road, so we made use of that area there. That was very tough. And then from there we went to Service, and then we went to Lissenheim area. There we had 2 stages that we ran twice, and that was nice spectator stages actually. So most of the videos will come from that area where we drive through the people, and you see the video. So that was spectacular. So Saturday was worse than Friday. So Saturday we went to the car together, but I was so comfortable in my car that I pushed a little bit harder than I would have. and I ended up with 4-stage wins, which is an achievement on its own, and I feel happy with my achievement. So we ended up in second place for the national division and second overall for the national division. And then after that, the Tara division, I ended up second as well for the class and second for overall for the Tara rally, which was really a blessing for me. I'm quite happy with my achievement. I'm not going to say that I would have and wanted to be first. I'm happy with my second place because I really worked hard to get where I ended. I fortunately and luckily ended up with a floating trophy, which is the first Namibian team to finish the Tara Rally. And we got the first place trophy for that. That is an achievement for me personally, to be honest with you, Tali. That is the trophy you want at your house for the year. To get that trophy, and I'm happy.
No. I saw there's a picture of a tire. What happened with the tire?
When you do super special, you never put new tires in your car because when you come off that road, there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. So what I did, I used my previous tires that I used at Soccer Rally, and I told myself, it will be good enough for this super special, and I'm not going to push that hard. I'm not going to drive that fast. You know, we make all that promises. But when that clock shows 0, and I have to pull away, whatever you promise to somebody, whatever you promise to yourself, you decide to do is out of the door. Your feet just go to the flat floor, and all you do is you go as fast as you can. And then all the rubber came off from my tire. So there was nothing on my tire. I'm literally telling you, it was as smooth as this tabletop. That's how smooth my tire was. And I couldn't understand. The more I want to go forward, the car just goes sideways. And I'm slipping and sliding like somebody skating on ice. So I had a big fright when I finished the first stage. And then I put 2 brand new Michelins on the front because there was nothing left. And I went out the second time and I went through the turns and the bends again, and then I started slipping again, and then I realized, but the rear is also now gone. So when I came over just before I came over the finishing line, I just heard this rear tire make clack, 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 clack. So the tire was also coming off. But it's one of those things where I will never put used tires on my car again for a super special, because I think I need to get tires to go forward and not sideways.
And I believe the spectators loved it.
Oh, the spectators, they thought I put up on a show. They thought I was showing off, and I was like giving them a show of their life. Meanwhile, I was just trying to go forward, but I couldn't go forward. I was going sideways.
Now, Allan, when will the next rally be?
Next rally is exactly in about a month's time in Chumep. It's going to be the 12th of July. 12th of July. It's going to be in Chumep. And we're having 6 national events for this year. And I'm going to try to do the full season. The idea is to do the full season and see if I can make something out of it. I'm not making promises. You can't count chickens if you don't have any. So I'm working towards the championship for this year.
Now, Allan, while we are on talking about motorsports and the rallies, back in the day before the oval was closed, and you also did the oval races, and people are asking, the oval is open, the oval races are here. Are we going to see Allan one or another time on the oval?
Unfortunately not. I did a lot of racing when I was younger. not that I'm young, but I was younger. And I've achieved national titles which nobody did before. I think I've got 5 national titles or 6, I'm not so sure. But I've done my part for dirt oval track racing, and I hanged up my gloves, or I hanged up my car, literally, put it on top of my second floor there by my trophies. So my car's a trophy. I will support them. I will always go look at it, watch it. But racing for me, not. I will honestly tell you, there's a big possibility that I'll give my son the opportunity to go play with his old Golf that he had. So I told him if he wants to, not he doesn't have to. If he wants to, we can pull the car out for the next race. So there's a possibility that Zachary will go, but I'm done. I'm genuinely done. I'm concentrating on some other avenues that I'm busy with. We spoke about it before, so I'm putting my other energy into my new sport. So at the moment I do rally and a little bit of circuit racing. We do a little bit of my new sport is shooting.
Now, do you have anything to say? I mean, if you talk Allan Martin, then you talk motor racing. And Allan Martin has a lot of fans all over the country. Do you have anything to say to your fans?
You know, I appreciate the people that support me, that love my posts, that send messages. I genuinely appreciate every single person that shouts for me, and that's my fans and my supporters. Sometimes I wish I can spoil every single one of my supporters with something, which is not possible. But for them to be so loyal and supportive, it is something that I treasure. I don't take it lightly. I don't speak and talk a lot to my spectators or my supporters or my fans because I don't get the opportunity because we're always in the car. But when they do come to my service park or my pit where we work, I make a genuine effort to talk or to speak or to help or to take a photo or to spoil a youngster that comes and want to have a photo. If I have 2 minutes, I want to tell you about 2 stories that happened with me that I always treasure. About 10 years ago, a young boy came into my pits. He was about 4 years old with his dad. And he pulled and rammed on his dad. He wanted to take a photo with his uncle driving this white and green car. And when he came into the pits, it was like a night race, and I was cold, and I was tired, and I was hungry. And I put everything down, I got up, and I went to them, and I said, "What do you want, boy?" He said, "Nou, oom, kan ek net 'n fotootjie kry saam met oom?" Ek sê, "Anytime, my son. Come and do something even better for you." I opened my door, I put him on my seat, behind my steering wheel, and I took a couple of photos for him, and I leaned inside, and I took a couple of photos with me next to him. And that was, I think, so treasurable for him that I can't explain to you what that must have made him feel like. So just before he left, I actually went into the service vehicle and I stole one of my service crew's green sweaters. And it was the smallest one I could find in the car. And then I called him back and I said, "My boy, I don't have anything to give to you at the moment. I don't have caps, I don't have pictures, but I've got a sweater for you. It's not going to fit you, but you're more than welcome to have it." Okay, he left. 6-7 years later, that same boy came into my pits again. And it was a daytime. I sat down, drinking cool drink after I came in from a stage. And he walked up to me and he spoke Afrikaans and he said, "Goeiemiddag oom." Ek sê, "Goeiemiddag seun, kan ek help?" He said, "Oom, kan my nie onthou nie, nee." I said, "No, not really." He said, "I was that boy that was here by you when I was 4 years old. And I've grown into the sweater and I'm wearing this green sweater." And he had that green sweater on him. And that you know, just put this knob in my throat to see that you can make a difference to somebody's dreams, you know what I mean? That was one incident. And this weekend, a very good friend of mine, Jaco Wiese, he came to me and he said, yeah, I'm not so happy with you. I'm angry at you. I said, no, what did I do? He said, no, my two sons, all I hear at home is, I'm Uncle Allan, and I drive this green car, and I'm so fast, and he's so fast. I said, no, I didn't do anything. He said, no, because it's as if I can't drive. They think their father can't even drive a car. But Jaco was a competitor also, like 10 years ago, he drove a Subaru 4-wheel drive, and he was good. He was really, really good. He was also growing into the sport. So I said, no, man, there's nothing I can do about it. So he said, okay, let's just bickering and fighting. My two sons wants to have a picture with you. Can they have a picture? I said, they're more than welcome. So we stood in front of the car, took a couple of photos. We were in seventh heaven. So, I mean, there's so many children out there that want to be me, which I don't even know. It's not the first time I heard it. I mean, sometimes a mom comes to me and she says when he plays on the ground with his small cars, it's, meow, meow, meow. I'm a Allan. So it's actually good. So there's a lot of fans out there. I really appreciate them.